Clerks is a 1994 Kevin Smith comedy. It follows Dante Hicks, played by Brian O'Halloran, who works in a convenience store and is called in on his day off to cover someone who's sick. His best friend Randall, played by Jeff Anderson, works in the video store next door, but they basically just slack off all day. And this movie also introduces the iconic characters Jay and Silent Bob, the latter played by Kevin Smith himself, and really there's actually no plot. No, they really just go about their day in this store with random and yet hilarious hijinks going on. And it's awesome! Why are you so shocked?
Are you serious?
Smith was worried that the film wouldn't be picked up by a studio, but luckily a Miramax employee read the script and got to this line.
I'm 37?
Going to class.
Oh my god. 37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
And he actually laughed so hard he had to stop reading the script. He then took it to the vice president, who instantly greenlit the movie.
That's beautiful, man.
The film also went on to endure a whole lot of censorship issues early on. The MPAA giving them an NC-17 rating, which would have damaged them majorly, as a lot of cinemas just wouldn't screen it. Miramax actually hired lawyers to appeal the decision, which got them an R rating. There's no violence and no nudity, but the film does portray a whole lot of explicit dialogue, which was the major issue. It was also shot in black and white and edited poorly to save money on a budget of just $27,575. In the 90s, how exactly did black and white save money? Didn't all cameras have colour?
Oh, you fucking faggot.
No, in all seriousness, with their budget, they had a lot of lighting issues with conflicting colour temperatures in post-production, so black and white got rid of the issue. In fact, funding was a huge problem. Kevin Smith sold most of his comic book collection, maxed out 8 to 10 of his credit cards which had $2,000 limits, dove into his own college funds, and even used his car insurance money which was lost in a flood. The movie was shot in 21 consecutive days, and they were only allowed to shoot in the store which Kevin Smith worked in at the time at night. He would literally clock in at 6 AM, finish work at 11 PM, they would then shoot until 4 in the morning, and then he'd grab an hour or two sleep before going back to work again. After shooting finished, he struggled to stay awake for anything else. The film actually mentions a funeral, but it's never shown, and that was simply because it would have just cost too much money. Luckily, on the 10th anniversary DVD release, the scene was filmed and animated, and the movie also had a much different ending. Originally, a customer was to enter the store and murder Dante, but it was slammed for being too depressing of a climax. Though it was considered to be an homage to the end of The Empire Strikes Back, which is heavily mentioned throughout the entire film.
Empire had the better ending. I mean, Luke gets his hand cut off, finds out Vader's his father, hand gets frozen, taken away by Boba Fett. It ends on such a down note. I mean, that's what life is, a series of down endings.
There was also an extended cut with some deleted scenes that implied the killer would never be caught, as Randall disconnected the security cameras earlier that day. Smith admitted he just didn't know how to end a film, but it obviously did the trick because it grossed over $3 million. It interestingly depicts a full day of utterly authentic middle-class life. Within the limitations of his bare-bones production, Smith shows great invention, a natural feel for human comedy, and a knack for writing weird, sometimes brilliant dialogue. Anderson's deadpan comedy is just brilliant, and Smith nails the obsessive verbal wrangling of smart-stalled 20-somethings who can't figure out how to get their ideas into motion. Clerks actually went on to win the Award of the Youth and the Mercedes-Benz Award at the 1994 Cannes Film Festival. It became joint first for the Filmmakers Trophy at the Sundance Film Festival. Total Film voted it as the 16th greatest comedy in history. Empire listed it as the 4th greatest independent movie ever made and the 361st best overall. Bravo called it the 33rd funniest, and Entertainment Weekly the 13th greatest cult film, and the 21st funniest movie of the past 25 years, but Premiere listed it as one of the 20 most overrated films in history. Yeah, but Gone with the Wind isn't on there.
That's frightening.
Honestly, this film shows that you don't actually need a plot or a huge budget to make an entertaining movie. It's just people in a store talking. And it's hilarious. I mean, I've no idea what this intro is about. But I know I love it. And the opening music is kick-ass!
It just brings me a letter.
I think it definitely helps that I work in retail, so a lot of these problems are so relatable to me. Oh, how often I've wanted to say things like this to some snotty customers.
How long you been a smoker?
I don't know, since I was about 13.
13. Let's say you're about 19, 20, am I right?
What in the hell is that?
That's your lung. By this time, your lung looks like this.
Yeah, you tell him!
$53 a week on cigarettes. Come on, would you give somebody that much money each week to kill you? Because that's what you're doing now. By paying for this so-called privilege to smoke.
See, they're actually delivering a great message. But they would unfortunately inspire a moronic douchebag many years later.
Friends, let me tell you about another group of hate mongers that were just following orders. They were called Nazis.
You know, there's another group of people that thought like you, Linkara, and they were called Nazis!
Foolish Kevin Smith.
I'm gonna fuck this bitch, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. I'll fuck anything that moves.
Oh hey, it's my wife!
Now, making a woman come, therein lies a challenge.
You think so?
Not really. Not if you do it right. Pussy. Sometimes the conversations do outstay their welcome though, and aren't really that funny.
How many?
How many what?
How many different girls have you slept with?
12.
12.
Hey, same! But this entire conversation is literally, how much change is up there? Should we sneak a shag? How many have you porked? Can you come with me to this place? Oh, I have to go soon. It's just a lot of time on very little humour. But come on, who can't laugh at this sign?
That was Snowball.
Why do you call him that?
Sylvan made it up. It's a blowjob thing.
What do you mean?
After he gets a blowjob, he likes to have it spit back into his mouth while kissing. It's called snowballing.
Ew! Oh, yummy! You sicken me.
Then you act all nonchalant about fucking 12 different girls. Well, I never had sex with 12 different guys.
No, but you sucked enough dick.
Yeah, I went down on a few guys.
A few?
And one of those guys was you, the last one I might add, which if you're too stupid to comprehend means that I've been faithful to you since we met. All the other guys I went with before I met you. So if you want to have a complex about it, go ahead, but don't look at me like I'm the town whore because you were plenty busy yourself before you met me.
Well, why did you have to suck their dick? I mean, why couldn't you sleep with them like any other decent person?
The whole concept of this entire argument is just hilarious to me.
I'd like to get paid to sit on my ass and watch TV. I walked in there the other day, that son of a bitch was sleeping.
I'm sure he wasn't sleeping.
Are you calling me a liar?
I ain't calling you a truther.
God, I love this soundtrack! Hey, try not to laugh or smile watching this.
Yeah, hi, this is RSD Video Calling. Customer number 4352. I'd like to place an order. Okay, I need one each of the following tapes. Whispers in the Wind, To Each His Own, Put It Where It Doesn't Belong, My Pipes Need Cleaning, All Tit Fucking Volume 8, I Need Your Cock, Ass Worshipping Rim Jobbers, My Cutting 8 Shafts, Come Clean, Come Gargling Naked Sluts, Come Buns 3, Coming in Socks, Come On Eileen, Huge Black Cocks with Pearly White Cum, Girls Who Crave Cunt, Metalone 2, the KY Connection, Pink Pussy Lips, oh yeah, and All Holes Filled with Hard Cock. Yep. Oh, wait a minute, what was that called again?
This movie is amazing!
What did you like better, Jedi or The Empire Strikes Back?
Empire. Easy.
Empire.
See? But like I say, the relatability with retail is off the charts. This is so accurate, it's unreal.
I was only pointing out that you weren't paying any attention to what I was saying.
I hope it feels good.
You hope what feels good?
I hope it feels so good to be right. There's nothing more exhilarating than pointing out the shortcomings of others, is there?
Well, this is the last time I rent here.
You'll be missed.
Been there.
I will never come to this place again.
Excuse me?
Using filthy language in front of the customers. You both should be fired.
Been there.
Everybody that comes in here is way too uptight. This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
Yep. Still there. They just show customers stupid questions, and it's so true, it's brilliant.
You should hear the barrage of stupid questions I get.
What do you mean there's no ice? You mean I gotta drink this coffee hot?
So how much is this thing anyway?
Honestly, this humour is amazing. And then they spend the whole time analysing Star Wars. There is nothing going on, and yet it's brilliant. How is Kevin Smith doing this? But sometimes it does begin to drag. It can't all be awesome. They play hockey on the roof, and it is a bit boring. It's like they just didn't have enough material for a full feature-length film.
Fuck that, I'm gonna break my crazy neck on this ladder. Now lose the skates, Dorothy Hamill, and open the fucking store.
Yes, I agree, go back there! But sometimes the dragged out gags do end up working though.
Sure, in the back, through the cooler.
Thank you, Sonny Boy.
Say, what kind of toilet paper you got back there?
The white kind?
I didn't ask about the color. I mean, is it rough or is it cottony?
Actually, it's kind of rough.
Oh boy, it's gonna knock the hell out of my hemorrhoids.
The humour is graphic, but I don't think it's overkill. I mean, I've heard worse.
You're so repressed.
Because I never tried to suck my own dick?
No, because you won't admit to it. As if a guy's a fucking pervert because he tries to get down on himself. You're as curious as the rest of us, pal. You've tried it.
I can never reach.
Reach what?
You know.
What, your dick?
Yeah, like you said, I guess everybody gets curious and tries it sometime.
I never tried it.
Well, who hasn't tried that once or twice? Only once or twice? Amateur. And just shy of 1 hour in, we learn that this dude banged Dante's ex. It's not really funny or entertaining, and it just seems thrown in randomly to fill a hole in the lack of story. Which continues here with a love angle. Who cares? I can't believe I'm now begging for a film to have no plot. Oh, and they also keep having these really random dance intervals. It's pointless, does nothing, and yet it kind of fits the tone for the rest of the film quite well. But the movie does the impossible by making rape funny.
Call the police.
No, don't!
Because there's a stranger in our bathroom and he just raped Caitlin.
She said she did all the
Will
work.
you shut the fuck up?
And they even explain that the guy was dead when she banged him. They made necrophilia funny.
My question is, how did she come to have sex with a dead man?
She thought it was me.
What kind of convenience store do you run here?
This movie is amazing!
You cock smoker.
You know, there's a million fine-looking women in the world, dude, but they don't all bring you lasagna at work. Most of them just cheat on you.
So, why is he called Silent Bob? I mean, apparently he wasn't actually supposed to have this line. Jay was supposed to say it, but the actor struggled to deliver the line, so Kevin Smith did it instead. He's called Silent Bob. It's the only line he has. He's not called sometimes Silent Bob or particularly Quiet Bob. He's Silent Bob. This character makes no sense.
You sound like an asshole.
Due to the success, Jay and Silent Bob became iconic characters, appearing in Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And in 2006, a direct sequel finally happened, and a third was even discussed. Kevin Smith wanted to wait until he was in his 40s or 50s, but in 2012 he considered making it as a Broadway play instead, before later that same year confirming that Clerks 3 was to be his final directorial effort. 2013 rolled around and he claimed that he finished the script and they were just waiting to find out about funding. Smith went on to make Tusk, and due to that film, he now had the cash to finally make Clerks 3. A year and change ago, I was trying to fucking desperately get Clerks 3 made for the 20th anniversary. And that desperation, I must have reeked of it because I couldn't fucking find money and shit. But it was Tusk. It was people going, holy fuck, what else do you have? And I was like, Clerks 3, done. So everybody that's like, he failed, thank you. I failed into Clerks 3. So never trust anybody when they tell you how your story goes, man. You know your story, you write your own story. Oh, I feel you there, Kev. How many people are saying Ready to Stumble's never gonna happen? It's never gonna happen, right? Oh, you can't get the actors, you can't get the actors. Yeah, don't need actors, mate. Monty Python. 12 Angry Men, Buried, Phone Booth, limited actors. Oh, we will get this fucking movie made. Mark my words.
Alright, asshole, you're on.
Not only did it get loads of other similar projects and sequels, but there was even a live-action TV series a year later, though it starred none of the cast from the movie, had no foul language as it was PG, and Silent Bob was nowhere to be seen. But Jay was. Which is weird, because Kevin Smith owned the rights to both characters, and they had Jay, but not Silent, not so silent, talks every now and then Bob.
You're kidding.
The studio literally just changed the character's name to Ray instead, but Smith had no idea this series was even being produced. He was busy shooting Mallrats and didn't discover the TV show until they started casting. He wanted to be involved, even writing an entire episode for them, but they completely shot it down. The original two leads from the movie actually auditioned and failed. Somehow. But Smith claimed the show sucked and both actors were glad they didn't get the parts after all. However, that episode Smith wrote did end up being used in the animated series that took place, which actually had the same characters and actors in 2000, which also led to a series of comic books written by Smith himself, and Jay and Silent Bob continue to entertain the masses. Clerks is a movie that's very simple but effective. If you're in retail, you get a huge kick out of it. If not, you might still find a few laughs in there. Regardless of what area you work in, Clerks gets my full recommendation. Smell weed. That's strong as fuck.